So I was watching the TV show Lucifer this weekend on Netflix, and I heard this French sentence, and it's not the first time that I hear it in English. It's the sentence, j'accuse. J'accuse is French, and we'll talk about what it means in a minute, but correct me if I'm wrong. In English, it seems to be used when you want to point the finger at someone. Someone has said something you don't agree with and you want to call them out on something, and you point at them and you say j'accuse, j'accuse. While the context is actually the right one, in French, just using the sentence j'accuse sounds a bit weird. It's missing something. J'accuse literally means I accuse or I'm blaming. And just using it like that sounds a bit empty. What it would need to make it a complete sentence is something after it. You would, for example, say j'accuse le chien d'avoir mangé les saucisses. So I'm accusing someone, in this case the dog, to have done something. D'avoir mangé les saucisses. So to have eaten the sausages. So why is it that in English you only use j'accuse, and where does that come from? The answer lies in one of the most interesting and fascinating political scandals of the 19th century, and it involves a very famous author, l'affaire Dreyfus. Now, at the end of the 19th century, France is licking its wound over the loss of the Alsace and the Moselle regions. Those two regions are now German. And amongst the French population at this stage, there is this sentiment of injustice. People want revenge. The republic in place is also quite young and very fragile. In this context, a French spy is going to discover French secret documents at the German embassy. Documents that the Germans shouldn't have. The army launches an investigation. And they quickly find the perfect suspect, le capitaine Alfred Dreyfus. Now, Dreyfus is from Alsace, so it's one of those regions who is now German. And he also speaks German perfectly. And he's Jewish, so he becomes quite quickly the perfect person to blame. And it doesn't really matter that he's not guilty. The army prosecutes him, but because they lack the evidence to convict him, they are going to create evidence. They invent top secret files that cannot be opened, but that magically contain the proof of Dreyfus' guilt. They even get experts to invent concepts to link Dreyfus to the evidence that they have. And they finally succeed. They convict him. Now, the story could have stopped there, but at the end of the 19th century, it's the beginning of sensational newspapers with big headlines and those drawing caricatures. So medias, and especially anti-Jewish newspapers, get hold of the story, and they are going to bring the public's attention on this affair. And they are going to create a huge divide into French society. We have two passionate camps. Les Dreyfusards, so the people who defend Dreyfus, who think that he is innocent and has been framed, and les anti-Dreyfusards, the people who really believe him to be guilty, the people who want him to stay guilty. Tension rises. Philosophers, politics, and writers, they have to take a side. One of them is Émile Zola. Émile Zola is the most respected and successful writer of the time. And what he's going to do is going to be very bold. He's going to force the army to trial Dreyfus again. And how he's going to do that is by publishing an open letter in a newspaper. This open letter is going to contain accusations. Public accusation at the time is a crime. The title of this letter is J'accuse. And throughout the letter, he's going to say, j'accuse this person to have done this. I'm blaming this person to have done that. The letter becomes very popular, even abroad. And it's going to work. The army is going to trial Dreyfus again. They are going to find him guilty again, but in the end, it is what will eventually lead to the pardon of Dreyfus. And so he eventually gets out of prison. And that's why today in Lucifer, I can hear this French sentence said. J'accuse. If you are interested in learning more about French history, this video will answer some of your questions.